Good evening, Commanders. Welcome to another episode of Surviving Mars. Kind of feels calling it an episode because none of these are numbered. But today, if you read the title, where we had a scenario regarding a mysterious rocket. So more on that a little bit later. But definitely progressing here in the game. There's a lot of the problems that we had in previous video still persist. We don't have a lot of colonists. I'm trying not to have another passenger rocket until I am able to sort all our people. So you can see me transporting the different geologists back and forth, because after they graduated from the Mars University, they decided to all occupy one single space, which had no room for anybody else to join up. So we unlocked a bunch of technology that is pretty exciting to try to explore and I'm having trouble pronouncing that scrubber, so we'll just call it the scrubber. That's something I was looking forward to. It actually reduces maintenance costs by keeping dust off of your stuff, your equipment, which in the game you have dust, and anything that has moving parts in it will eventually fail, including things like electronics, because dust and static discharge don't mix well. So as far as the tech tree, we're trying to advance little by little, whatever we need at the moment. I like to explore, including things like that improve the welfare of the Martians that we have in here. We no longer have. We do have Earthborn that came from the previous rocket, but as you can see, we have a lot of kids, and they're going to be the future of this planet, and they're all retraining once they. I have the education spire that's with priority, makes them nerds, people that are enthusiastic about things that are researched, and also have them, I forget the other traits, but I think it's courageous. No, that's not one of them. But as you can see, another meteor storm of our doing is causing a lot of havoc. Yeah, it actually punctured a couple of our domes, crippled our drone hub, and also messed up some of our grids. But because we had such good coverage, we had 120 degrees coverage, the drones, they fixed each other's counterparts rather easily. So we weren't down pretty long. A bunch of the things to repair the buildings were just metal. We have plenty of metal, especially since we're mining it now with the new dome that we set up. And the spire that heals all things is actually working. I saw it remove somebody's chronic illness. There was 2 that had chronic illness, especially so there was an engineer, a geologist, who there were 2 stressful jobs that they had were working in the factories. They were losing health every day, and every time they dipped below 30, they had to go to critical care unit. This would happen daily, but after that treatment in the sanctorium, they are chronic illness free. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice spire to have. It definitely takes a while for them to heal. It's understandable, but it's a pretty cool concept to have. So here I explored the option of a resupply ship, which definitely does help. I decided to do a expedition to create a satellite. I wanted to see how this would affect the gameplay. The flying transports, they definitely alleviate a lot of the things that the drones do, but they're limited too, so they have a very limited capability. they can only do 1 passenger and 3 units of stuff at a time. But if you think over time, since it's automated, they can take all the time they need, and eventually they'll divvy up all the resources. So in this game, I did have a problem. We have our first renegade. I guess somebody had their health or their mood low enough to where they decided not to be a helpful member of the community. They're still around. I mean, they're still functioning members. They think it's an engineer that still has a job. But I had to erect we call it a security tower, just so that they don't cause any crazy havoc. And here we are monitoring a rocket that's resupplying for this particular mission of a satellite. And I neglected, because I was looking at what I was looking at, I neglected one of the domes. They were running out of water. So that's something that you have to keep track of. If it's easy to get distracted in the game, there's a lot of things going on, but to better track the resources, you can go through the individual sections and highlight on those things, or you could take notice of the top bar. If you hover over the top icons, it will show you the production of everything you have. You always want to be a little bit ahead. I eventually get to the point where I have several weeks of souls of reserves, which you need. So production is not as important as storage, because once those things are affected, you want to make sure that you have something to live off while those things are getting fixed. So there's never too much for storage. It does seem a waste if your production is increasing further than what you can store, but as long as you have the ability to store, and during the times when these production things are off, you can have those, you can rest assured you have something as a backup when those things are depleted. So Sirius rocket, it was hovering in orbit for some reason. We had that scenario, and I decided to observe and wait for a day, and it came back saying that it had supplies on it. So that's the outcome of that particular scenario. I don't know if it's part of the story. I wasn't tracking of whether it's part of I think it chose artificial intelligence as the mystery, but it's definitely, it might be part of the story. But then I think we cut off at a particular cliffhanger. So find out in the next episode, in the next video, what happened to the mysterious rocket when it landed. Just kidding. It's what I just mentioned. It returned a bunch of resources that we needed. I think it had like 100 something polymers or something like that, or electronic parts that we were able to utilize. So that's the good outcome. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is one of the more different videos. Didn't have montages of multiple playthroughs because I only played one. Here I had a 3-hour gap in my schedule, so I was able to fire up the game and play, so I could cut up the scenes as in episode form, like I did with City Skylines. So hopefully you guys like that. If you do like it, hit the like button. If you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe so you don't miss anything. Also, I'm gonna start asking you to do the become a member, because it feels like I'm asking you to spend money, which I don't want you to think that the things that that you're used to, this channel is going to be changing. It's not going to be like a money-oriented thing. I'm not going to solicit subscribers or anything like that. It'll always remain free because that's why you're here. You commented you liked that it was easy to find information about certain things, and I'm glad to provide that for you. Anyway, it's John Nezodam signing out. Take care, stay safe, remember, you're essential.